In the spring of 2018, the citizens of several American cities awoke to find something new. Thousands of electric scooters mysteriously deposited all over town, unannounced. They were put there by a new breed of well-funded companies with one-syllable names like Bird, Lime, Scoot, Jump, and Spin. They want to introduce a cheap, fast, clean way to get around cities like this one, Santa Monica, California. Okay, suppose I'm here and I want to go somewhere else in the city. So I open the app, and right here I see these little dots representing all the scooters that are charged and ready for me to just pick up. There are 50 of them within 2 blocks of where I'm standing. So this is the closest one. I walk over there, and here's my scooter. In this case, it's in a cluster. Sometimes it's one by itself. Very simple. This throttle is for go. This brake is for stop. And there's an emergency brake for your foot back here. To get going, I point my camera at this and scan the barcode. And that beep means I am ready to go. I push off with one foot and then use my hand on the throttle, and goodbye. Now, when you get where you're going, this is the crazy part. There's no dock, there's no rack. You just put the kickstand down, tell the app you're done, and then you leave it there. You just leave it for the next person to find.
You put somebody on a scooter for the first time, and there's not a person that doesn't come off smiling. I love that.
Joe Kraus is the president of Lime. Its scooters have provided over 100 million rides so far in over 120 cities in 30 countries.
What are the problems cities have? Pollution, congestion. We drive around in these boxed aquariums on wheels. Scooters put you out in the world. They reduce congestion by taking cars off the road, and they're certainly incredibly efficient in terms of carbon emissions.
But wait, it gets better. Somebody's got to recharge all those scooters every night.
Step right up.
So the scooter companies employ an army of freelancers, like William Nair in Washington, D.C.
I've been able to make anywhere between $100 to $300 a night.
And then you're responsible for getting them back out on the street the next morning.
That is one big part of it. I'm about to load up at least maybe a dozen in my Prius.
You're going to fit 12 of these things in that hatchback?
I can fit almost 2 dozen of these. I call it a clown car for scooters, quite honestly.
An app tells him where to put the scooters back on the streets. So the app told you that this is a drop point.
Yeah, and then I will be able to release the scooters.
All right.
So, release the scooters!
The scooter companies insist on considerate, attractive placement. Looks like you've taken some pains to set them up neatly with the angles and...
Yeah, you know, you don't want the scooters to be an eyesore. You don't want them to be in the way of sidewalks and that we're not blocking fire hydrants.
What are the benefits of having this kind of job as opposed to a 9-to-5 desk job?
There's so much independence that I've gained from this. I've never been skinnier and my wallet's never been fatter. It's one of those, it's been remarkable.
Wow, what an amazing development, these scooters.
Hey guys.
Hello.
Good for us. Good for our cities, good for the world. So why have so many cities banned them?
They're not allowed in our cities.
John Mirisch is the mayor of Beverly Hills, California.
Well, they arrived overnight, dumped on people's lawns and all around the city, and none of the scooter companies had talked to anyone at the city, and they just kind of appeared. And for a lot of our residents, it was litter. There are other cities that are also upset that these companies just came and dumped their product, and we'd all collectively be left to deal with the impacts of what they were doing.
Ah, yes, the impacts. People can leave the scooters anywhere, and sometimes that's in the middle of the sidewalk or on people's lawns. That carelessness infuriates other citizens, to the point that scooter vandalism has been an ongoing problem. And then there's the other kind of impact.
These people have suffered really terrible injuries, head injuries, broken bones, surgeries, injuries which are going to affect them for a lifetime.
Catherine Lair is a Los Angeles personal injury lawyer.
The calls that I get from riders who are injured, they are injured when the scooter malfunctions.
Oh, really? Do you get the impression that they malfunction much?
Very much. All the time. The scooters die mid-ride, the brakes lock up, the handlebar post collapses, the handlebars detach. They were never intended to be like rental cars, commercial fleet usage, use after use after use every day. And that's why they have a lifespan of only 30 to 45 days.
Do you think helmets would help?
Yes, I think helmets are so, so important. In California, we did have a helmet requirement.
And then came Bird, another scooter sharing company.
Bird came in and sponsored a bill which was signed into law, which removed the helmet requirement as of January 1st of this year.
So you think this problem is fixable?
I mean, it has to start with not only the helmets, but also inspecting these scooters on a daily basis.
The great scooter backlash and reports of at least 8 rider deaths seem to have humbled the scooter companies. According to Lime co-founder Toby Sun, the days of dumping scooters in cities are over.
I think working with the city is very important. We're in markets for long run, right? So I think building that trust and collaborative approach will get us a lot longer serving the cities and users.
There are problems with accidents and parking and vandals and cities who don't get it. What % confident are you that you will get through all of this and scooter sharing will become a standard thing?
My confidence level is 120%. I'm fully confident that this is going to be revolutionary.
That will happen only if cities agree to accommodate the scooters. For example, by designated places to ride them and park them. Lime's Joe Kraus thinks it'll happen.
It's happened before. By 1917, 9 years after the introduction of the Model T, the last horse-drawn trolley was taken out of New York. In 9 years, we took a city that was based around human and horses, and we transformed it into an urban landscape centered around cars. These periods of change can happen rapidly when there's big problems, in our case, congestion, pollution, and there's a great solution, in that case, the Model T, and I would argue today, in the case of an incredibly efficient magic carpet that you can drive around for about $3 a ride.